theme of one of the chapters of the Quran. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed us, had honored us to reach to chapter number 17. When we talk about the surah, which is Surah Al-Isra. And we remember that we talked before about, it was kind of introduction talking about this chapter, and we tried to figure out what are the messages of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He wanted to deliver to us. And we gave some of the facts, some of the numbers about the surah when was revealed, and after which surah, how many verses were Madani, and how are the verses of the surah itself. And I don't want to repeat the same information again, but because we wanted to focus on today's messages that we wanted to share, and mainly we have 5 messages we can, and 5 lessons that we can learn and extract from the surah tonight, inshallah. And we try to summarize what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to give us. Just to remind me, please, what was the main theme of this surah? What is the surah is talking about? The sweetness of Iman.
The conflict between the sons of the Israel.
It's talking about the children of Israel. It's talking about the lessons that we can extract from their story. And actually, that's the name of the surah. Allah, one of the names of this surah is Bani Israel, the children of Israel. And why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about them? Because it talks also about the guidance that Allah had granted them. It talks about when they denied the favors, the virtues of Allah, when they denied what Allah had given them. Allah had blessed them with lots of ni'am, lots of good things in their life. And not only this, Allah has sent to them prophets, prophet after prophet, a messenger after a messenger. And sometimes maybe in one time, one period of time, Allah sends to them more than one prophet, 2, 3 prophets, and they denied. And not only this, they killed some of the prophets of Allah. They denied, and they were rebellious, and they didn't accept the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes you might have a nation who are always have the excuse to ask Allah, oh Allah, show us signs. And if you give us signs, S-I-G-N-S, if you showed us these signs, we would believe. We would be amongst the righteous people. But those people, after they saw not only the signs, because we have difference between signs and miracles. We have right now in our life as Muslims, we have signs, but we do not have miracles, because the miracles stopped by the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So no one will come to say, you know what, Brother Barakat had a miracle today that he flipped the sun, and he, we cannot say that. So we wouldn't believe him if he said, I flipped the sun as a coin. So we wouldn't believe him if he said that, because miracles already stopped. No one, but Allah had signs. Allah said, Sanurihim ayatina fil afaq. I'm going to show them my signs in the horizon till they discover that this is the religion of the truth. But the children of Israel, what they made actually, they saw both the signs and the miracles, and they denied. And they denied. Miracles after miracles, and they denied. So what is the main idea of this chapter? Allah wanted to tell us, do not imitate them. Do not deny the favors of Allah upon you as they denied. Don't think that you can deny the favors of Allah and still you will be secure, against his anger or against his punishment. So let's go directly for the 5 messages that I came today to deliver. Number 1, what we recited in the first rak'ah, إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ يهدي للتي هي أقوم. Allahu Akbar. Inshallah, we don't have candy, brother, here. You give me candy. You are the candy. Yeah, please, please, Dr. Yusuf. Yes. Yes, he owes you candy, inshallah. Okay. Okay. So, inna hadha al-Qur'ana, that's the verse. In Surah Al-Isra, Allah said, surely, verily, this Qur'an guides lillati hiya aqwam, to the right path, to the most upright, to the most upright. Think about this. And here, if we ask our brothers who can speak Arabic, Hajj Wajdi, for example, Allah could say, this Quran guides to as-sirat al-mustaqim, as we have in Al-Fatiha. But what is the significance of says aqwam? Lillati hiya aqwam. Af'al, which has the comparison. So what Allah is doing here, Allah is making a comparison between what before Islam, like the revelation, like even in Christianity, in Judaism, in any other faith, in any other revelation. Allah tells us from this verse that not only the Quran guides, but He guides, or it guides to the most upright. There is no comparison between any other revelation and the Quran, because all other revelations had kind of corruption. The people corrupted the meaning, corrupted the words, the divine words. And Allah said, you might have some wisdom. If you studied the life of Gandhi, for example, Gandhi, okay, you might got lots of phrases which has deeper meaning. You might say, yes, I agree 100%. You might have philosophy. You know, the scholars of philosophy, they might tell you some phrases, some words, some stories, which has some wisdom. Allah said, yes, you might have some wisdom in those books, or what remained from the revelation, whether in Bible, whether in gospel, whether in, you know, whatever faith, whatever doctrine you have. Sometimes you might have some words from, or some statements from the scriptures of Abraham, the scriptures of Moses, the scriptures of Sulaiman alayhi salam, some of the words, the statements of the prophet David, for example. Allah said, yes, you might have some wisdom on those statements, but the most upright guidance, you got it from where? Quran. That's the idea. There is no comparison between Quran and other scriptures. So that's the first point. I wanted you to remember this, because we have, you know, subhanallah, when I see the time is ticking, I wanted to move to the second point. But I remember the hadith of Rasulullah, and it's authentic hadith. One day, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and please, I wanted all the brothers, even if you later on, maybe after years, if you will cut this part of the YouTube video, then you deliver a short message to all Muslims. Sometimes you might have people, they admire other scriptures and they got fitna in their religion because of what the wisdom that they saw. They got tricked, they got deceived by some of those wisdom, and they think, you know what, I got what I want. One day Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the authentic hadith saw Sayyiduna Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, which while he is holding some of the pages of the Torah, the old scriptures of the Torah. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ma hadhihi ya ibn al-Khattab? What do you have? He said, Ya Rasulullah, innaha sahaifu min ilmi man qablana. نزداد بها علما على علمنا. He said, these are some scriptures of old revelation from other nations. I wanted just to increase my knowledge over the knowledge that I already have, so I will have lots of knowledge. So what he said, Rasulullah, what's the reaction of Rasulullah? He said, Alqiha ya ibn al-Khattab. Throw it away. Means don't seek the wisdom from that. You already have the Quran. Alqiha ya ibn al-Khattab. Then he said, Amutahawwikuna fiha? Are you in doubt of what Allah had sent to you? Amutahawwikuna fiha? وَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ. I swear by Allah, the one who sent me with you said I'm in mute. Yes, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe the interruption happened on Zoom. That's why it made it mute. So sometimes you think of something that is good for you. And the scholar said, that's why one of the lessons that you take from this life, do not ask Allah for a specific thing. Ask Allah for what? Khair. Ask Allah to give you goodness. And that's it. And who knows the goodness? Allah. So sometimes يَكْمُنُ الْخَيْرُ فِي الشَّرِّ. So sometimes the goodness is embedded into the evil, inside the evil. Sometimes you are in trouble, but in this trouble time, you discovered who is the good friend and who is the bad one. Because, you know, sometimes in the ease time, the time of ease, everyone is good to you. That's the case. In the time of ease, everyone is good to you. But when you discover the reality of people, their reality in the time of difficulty, that's the case. That's why Imam Shafi'i has a poem when he said, جَزَى اللَّهُ الشَّدَائِدَ كُلَّ خَيْرٍ عَرَفْتُ بِهَا عَدُوِّ مِنْ صَدِيقِي. Not Dr. Sadiqi, okay? Sadiqi means my friend, okay? He said, جَزَى اللَّهُ كُلَّ خَيْرٍ. May Allah give goodness to what? To the hard time, because it taught me who is the good one and who is my enemy. Okay, so ask Allah of goodness, to give you goodness. Whatever goodness Allah knows, that is the best for you. Don't ask, you might ask a specific thing, but it's just advice. I'm not saying it's haram. So that is point number 2. Okay, what is point number 3? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about the Bani Israel, the children of Israel. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them, I have warned you 2 times, and now Allah concluded this by saying, in ahsantum li anfusikum. After these 2 times, if you did good, it would be for you. Means you will get the benefit of that goodness. Wa in asatum, if you did bad, if you disobeyed me, if you denied my favors, falaha, means you will be, you know, taken to the second time, which had the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After few verses, Allah is telling us mostly 90% the same message. Allah said, Man ihtada fa innama yahtadi li nafsi. Whoever was seeking the guidance, it will be for him. Means he will take the benefit from this guidance. وَمَنْ ضَلَّ, and who went astray, فَإِنَّمَا يَضِلُّ عَلَيْهَا. That means he will bear the consequences of that bad way. Then Allah said, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Please, I want you to highlight this line, even the translation in English, because it's part of our aqidah. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى means no barrier of any bad deed will take the consequences, will take the results of someone's else bad deeds. Means everyone is responsible only for himself. You will never be a barrier or a carrier of someone's bad deeds. Allah said, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Okay, let me ask you. That's a rhetorical question, because sometimes we see people, they have the bad aqidah, the bad thinking of Allah. If, let's say, let me take, because Dr. Yusuf, mashallah, is expert on this. I don't want to open this discussion with him. Let me just ask Brother Jihad. He will forgive me. May Allah protect your family. Allahumma ameen. If one of your family members hit a car, for example, would the police come to run after you, to issue the ticket for you, or for that family member? Not for you. If they come to run after you, What is your argument? It's very simple. No, that's not an excuse, okay? Okay, don't even take it as an excuse. He said, he said, I will say I'm black. No, no. That's not an excuse nowadays. Okay, find another one. You will say, I'm not the one who did that. Okay, so you will say it's better for you, inshallah, as a Muslim to say, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Memorize this part from the Quran. Just one line. It means I will not have the consequences of the sin of somebody else. Okay? Some people, in their aqidah, they think that Jesus has paid for their sins. And they said he paid, and now we are free to go. Allah said, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Why he has to pay? Why? Think that's why I said highlight this one. That's aqidah. Be aware. Be aware. So sometimes I have a lot to say in this point, but just let me move to the second point. Remember, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. So that's point number 3. Are you sure? 4. Okay, so let's count. إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ يَهْدِي لِلَّتِي أَقْوَمُ. Okay. Number 2. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ عَجُولًا. The man in a state of rush. Number 3. If you did good, you will be. If you in ahsantum means if you did good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that good will be for you. If you did bad, you will have the consequences of that bad. Number 4, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Maybe my fault that I didn't count it by itself. I made it, I combined. But number 4, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. No one will have the consequences of someone's sin or someone's fault. Number 5, and I kept it till the end because that's the fruit of today's lecture. It is the command of Allah. When Allah said, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. Your Lord has decreed not to worship anyone except Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then what is the command number 2? وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And do good to your family, to your parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And when we say good, that will not be sufficient translation for the word ihsana. We don't have brother Ahsan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring him back safely, inshallah. We are missing him so much. But I just wanted to tell you, Allah didn't say, and do hasan to your parents. Do good. Allah said, وَبِالْ وَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Ihsana means do the best to your parents. Do the most upright thing to your parents. Do the best. And now you can see the difference between good and better and the best. Ihsana. Then Allah said, and sometimes when you are young, like 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, you're still young. So, 27? You're still young. Okay, 27. So, when you are young, you cannot do the best to your parents. You are depending on them already. You don't have anything to give them, to do the best. Even you do not have these muscles to help and to give them food, to give them the best care. Sometimes you don't have anything to give. But Allah said, particularly when they get old, that is the time they want you. Allah said, إِمَّا that these are the verses that really it moves all like that. These are the verses that it has all the emotions, because when you think about the meaning in the Quran and how Allah put the words together, wallahi, that makes you cry. Because Allah said, imma yablughanna indaka, imma yablughanna indaka. You remember when we said after Fajr, the dua of Asiya, the wife of Fir'aun, Rabbi binili indaka baytan fil jannah, with you, at you. Allah, I want a house at you. Indaka, the same word. Allah said, imma, if your parents, when they grow, when they get old, indaka, in your house. Not in a nurse home, not in a care home, not in a hospital, not in a place far away from you. Yablughanna indaka. Sometimes when Allah could say wa anta indahum, you are with them. No, Allah said they are in your house. How many fights, how many cases we have in our community for people, for a wife refuses that your mother lives with you because she is disturbing our program. She is doing bad to us. She is awful. She is bad. She is mean to us. And unfortunately, the son listens to his wife and he kicks his mother out of the house to the nurse home, where she goes to another girl, a stranger, and you don't know what they are doing over there. Lots of disasters. I need you to pay attention to these two verses, to these two words. Allah said, imma yablughanna, when they grow, when they get old, indaka, imma yablughanna indaka, in your house, under your supervision, not just by throwing a couple of dollars to them to say, you know what, I'm doing the best to my mother. That's not the best. That's not the best. When you feel that pain that you cannot take care of your mother by yourself, kiss her feet and her hand, that is painful. That is pain. If you wanted to feel that pain or someone to tell you about that pain, ask anyone lost his mother. What is the pain? Or how do you describe the pain that you have right now? If someone lost his mother, if the time came back again, if the time was, the time came again, he would tell you, I would if I spent each and every minute next to my mom. That's why Allah said, إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا, one of them, أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا, or both of them, your father, your mother, or both of them. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفْ, do not say uff to them, that you got tired, that you feel disappointed. Don't say to your parents even uff. And why Allah said that when they get old? Because when they are young, you cannot say uff to your parents. Otherwise they would beat you up. But when they get old, they cannot do anything for you. Means sometimes when you're young, you cannot say that. But and even if you say that while you are young, they understand that you do not mean it. But when you are old, when they are old and you are man enough or even male enough to say uff, that means you realize what uff means. Allah said, do not say even uff to you. And of in the Arabic language, it's the very light expression, the very like very small or very light expression in objecting something, like in refusing something or showing disrespect to somebody. Like your parents are talking to you and you say, oof, I don't want to hear that again. That is the expression. So Allah said, even off, do not say to your parents. Instead of off, Allah said, وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Say to them the most noble words, because you do not know what are these words are doing to their hearts. Even if your father was wrong, don't tell him frankly, you are wrong. If your mother did something wrong because of sickness, because of the old age, she got Alzheimer or something, you don't know. How about their hearts? They are waiting for your call. They are waiting for someone to take care of them. They cannot even, especially the fathers. Sometimes mothers can express their love because of the passionate that Allah had given them. The fathers love you so much to the point that you cannot imagine. But because of their rational thinking, the way of the manhood, they cannot express their love. Wallahi, but they love you so much. You cannot imagine if you called your parents, what would they feel if you visited them. And sometimes wallahi, I feel bad that I wanted to finish this lecture before delivering the amana to people. Now, these days we have lots of occasions will come to the people in America, like Halloween, like Thanksgiving, like Christmas, like we neglected our religion to the point that we started to imitate people by just visiting our parents in these occasions only. Come to spend, you know what, the Thanksgiving and bring turkey and all this stuff, you know, come in the Father's Day, in the Mother's Day. Okay, what about the rest of the year? What about the rest of the year? I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so busy. We take it as tradition, not religion. Allah said, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Can you tell me when? Means do the best to your parents. When? All the time. All the time. Every minute, every second. Do the best to your parents. Shame on us as Muslims if we started blindly imitate people without following the commands of Allah and the commands of our religion. قُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Lower the wings of humility, lower the wings of mercy to them. You know that expression, I can give the whole day just to explain that expression, lower the wings of mercy. Why is that? Because Allah, you know, he expressed you as a strong wild animal, a bird who is flying like eagle, and you are in the most times of power, your power, flying away. And sometimes you as a person, you feel arrogance in front of your helpers, workers. Allah said, forget your authority, forget your position, forget that you are the manager, forget that you are the assistant, forget that you are the imam, forget that you are the rich person, forget anything. in front of your parents, lower, Allahu Akbar, lower the wings of humility and mercy to them. Forget your what you are. Forget your papa. Forget your life. Forget who you are. Don't talk with your parents. You know what? I am the doctor. Wait, listen. Listen, you are talking with your father. He's talking to you, not to the doctor. Who raised you up to be that doctor? Don't talk with your mother to say, you know what, I am the owner of the company. So no. Don't talk with your mother to say, no, you know what, you don't understand anything. I am the Imam, I need to teach you. Listen, before being an Imam, before being a teacher, before being an officer, before being whatever it is, who raised you up to be that person? So forget. Allah said, وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Then I wrap up. I conclude my lecture by this dua that you memorize. Allah said, وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. O Allah, shower them with your mercy as they brought me up when I was young, when I was small, when I was a little child. Oh Allah, shower them with your mercy as they raised me up when I was child, when I was young boy. This is the dua. So Allah said, say a noble words to your parents. And number two, and some people think, you know what? We say only this dua when they pass away, when they die. No. This dua while they are alive and after their death. And mostly after their death. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And another thing I wanted to say. Some people think that وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, do the best to your parents, that's only while they are alive. Which is not true. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, that does not stop. Even if they passed away. That does not stop. Do the best. We think that we say, رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا, that means I did the best to my parents by just this dua. No, you have a lot to give to your parents even after their death. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Allahumma ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower them with His mercy. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our time for His sake. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters who were watching, for the interruption for a few minutes while we are giving the lecture. Maybe the Zoom had restarted itself again and it made the microphone mute, but I didn't make it. Maybe something wrong happened with the technical issue. Jazakumullah khairan, but alhamdulillah, I think that just for a few minutes, 2-3 minutes, but alhamdulillah, we came back to the right track. Jazakumullah khairan. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.